IndiGlobal Media Network.
I would like to call upon Professor T. Kishen Kumar Reddy, Vice Chancellor, JNTU, Hyderabad, to share his thoughts with us on education.
To all the delegates for attending this third IndiGlobal Education Festival on 29th and 30th April, a very warm welcome and good morning to all of you. I am Kishen Kumar Reddy. I have assumed charge of JNTU Hyderabad just 2 months ago. So it's still early days for me, although I worked in JNTU for 23 years. It was about 7-8 years back. Then I was Vice Chancellor in 2 universities, Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, Gujarat Private University, then another university in Orissa, Gandhi Institute of Engineering and Technology University in Gunapur, Orissa. Prior to that, I was an advisor in AICT, taking care of research and institutional development during Professor Natarajan's time, that is 2002 to 2005. So now I am in a government university. It's a different ball game altogether because we are dealing with 3 lakh students, perhaps 60 to 70,000 faculty, non-teaching and staff. And firstly, we are a state university, and I think if my understanding of a lot of state universities have financial constraints. So you don't get money from the center, unlike the IITs and NITs and the central universities. They're largely funded by the state government, and they have their own constraints. So financially, we have to work very, very carefully in order to do our thing. So one way to address this problem, what we are trying to do, or I am trying to do in JNTU, is enlist the support of the 225 colleges and say, hey, let us work together and try to set up centers of research excellence among ourselves by pooling our resources. That way, that money which you're not getting from the center can be obviated. Though I don't know whether they can call it innovation, but it's more of a reality check for us. Then, having said that, all the faculty who are got a PhD from an IIT or a NIT or a central university de facto get an opportunity to be research supervisors, and they can guide the PhDs. Having said that, the market nowadays is mostly computer science and its variations. Many of the colleges have stopped running the conventional engineering courses such as mechanical, electrical, civil, and all these faculty are affected. So quite a few of them have been removed. Some of them who are useful are doing some courses. 15 to 20% of the courses they do from computer science oriented, they can teach in the discipline of computer science. So they are sort of makeshift computer science faculty. So that's another way of seeing that they gainfully employed. Then again, for research, what we are trying to do, because money is constrained, we are trying to do demand side research rather than the supply side research. Now we want like there is a TIFAC document 2035, maybe 3-4 years old. TIFAC stands for the document put out by the central government, Technology, Information, Forecasting and Assessment Council. They have a vision document where they have spelled out the areas for research. This is the pull factor, what the government needs. They have put out the research imperative. So perhaps if you apply for research projects in these areas, you may get funding. But even that has become highly competitive. From what I hear from my colleagues in JNTU, that we are all looking at the same pie, which the IITs, NITs are also applying for the research, the DST, etc., Department of Science and Technology. So it's become more difficult. So all the more important that we all pool up our human and infrastructural resources to have these collaborative centers of excellence. So, then the biggest challenge facing us is employability of these 3 lakh graduates, and several of them are from the challenged, economically challenged sections of society, and proficient knowledge of English is a challenge. So, what we are trying to do is in the fourth year, first semester, and second semester, we are trying to supplement the coursework along with English proficiency aspects, as well as, jokingly, I want to call it Amirpet University curriculum. What I mean by that is there's a place in Hyderabad called Amirpet where they teach the latest software proficiencies to be job ready. And even people from abroad come and do the courses there. So jokingly, I call them Amirpet University inputs. The latest, what will get you a job, that is there. But most of them are, online stuff and, not very hands-on. But then if you have to do the same course in the US, cost you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Even if you fly down to India and do that, it doesn't cost you much. So it's a win-win scenario. A lot of people are doing that. But then we want to replicate that in our university a little bit so that our students are more job ready. And we are trying to this experiment with our constituent colleges. Well, private or affiliated colleges are better placed than us because they can charge a fees from the students where these inputs can be given, not compulsory, but voluntary. And a lot of colleges are doing that so that their students get gainfully employed. Whereas if we charge a fee, then students, they may be backlash. So we're trying to enlist the support of our alumni who are abroad, saying that instead of making a building, instead of putting solar panels on our building, kindly sponsor the students for the inputs from Amirpet University or English proficiency, so that the multiplier effect is more and more students get benefited and they get jobs. And because I just took up this job 2.5 months back. Now I don't know what are the skills required immediately in industry. We keep seeing in the papers a lot of things. But then I keep reading a lot about GCCs, Global Capability Centers. I believe there are about 1,760 in India. And quite a few of them are in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and management. So can we leverage that and put our students, because what costs them to do some STEM sort of, not I wouldn't say research, but back-end kind of work in the, abroad in the advanced countries, parts can be done at a fraction in India. So I think there are 2 more places where we have the most number of global capability centers. First is Bangalore, next is Hyderabad. So you have to leverage that and try and see that if you can have not only IT-oriented global capability centers, but even engineering and tech. So our core engineering students can get jobs. And also they might want to, instead of having intake in mechanical, electrical, civil 0, perhaps they'll have an intake of 30 or 60. So that's at least what we are trying to do. But then we are all guided by market forces, mind you. All the private colleges are guided by market forces. Even if they like to have mechanical, if 10 students join, to have the edifice of running a course with so many faculty, doesn't work out. So they, just close the course because it doesn't work out. Financially, it's not viable. So all these aspects are very important. So what I am doing in the next week or so, convening an industry conclave, JNTU specific. What we want to do is call our distinguished alumni, those who have done their bachelor's, master's, PhDs from JNTU.
IndiGlobal Media Network, taking innovation, collaboration, and growth to the forefront.